Hey there, Shrine Runners! Hello, and welcome to the Fox Shrine. I'm Araxis, your host, and tonight we're going to be playing some Limbus Company. Hey there, Kuro. Hey, Ada. Welcome. Yeah, as I said, I was late because I was watching a movie, ended up watching Kelly's Heroes. It was a fun movie, definitely enjoyable, and because we're starting late, we're going to go straight into things, alright? Okay, because I do want to try and finish this before Saturday, because that's the only time I'll sort of get the chance to do so. So, because yeah, time's running out, and I'm not sure when I'll be able to start streaming next week. So, let's go. Hope everyone's doing alright. Let us resume the Fathoms, shall we? Alright. Okay, let's go to that one. Someone carrying a sword on his belt and a sack on his shoulder leaped into a haystack near us. Oh, got the assassins, huh? Alright. A few moments later, a small squad of Chiwanokans, torches in hand, rushed in from the same direction the man had come from. We saw a criminal who has coveted the kingdom's properties flee in this direction. Speak up if you have seen the wretch. The Chiwanokans began walking up to the civilians and questioning them about the criminal's whereabouts. Despite all having seen the man jump into the haystack, all of them shake their heads and refuse to give up the criminal. They're hiding him for some reason. Soon, the Chiwanokans, having made their way through the crowd, approached us as well. What should we do? ACAP. Point them in the wrong direction. Okay. Yeah, this is a very good outcome. Guessing the blade lineage modifier. Beautiful. So he went that way, huh? Appreciate the assistance. Once the group of Chiwanokans hurried towards the direction that I pointed them towards, the man crawled out of the haystack. Seeing that the Chiwanokans had gone, some of the civilians walked up to the man and gave their thanks. Good work! Good work, you! Oh, I can't have those vile Chiwanokans take a noble thief like you away. A thief of the people! They're all wretches, I say! Wretches! So well fed while we all starve. Bet they'll bleed rice if we got 'em. He returned their gratitude with a polite bow, then approached us. You have my thanks. I did not expect to be shielded by outsiders such as yourselves, but this is a welcome surprise. Who am I, you ask? Well, I have no name to give you, but it seems that the common folk have taken to calling the like-minded the Blade lineage. I'm only stealing the sacks of rice the corrupt officials have stolen, and returning them to where they belong. Just as mentor bamboo-headed Kim had once done. Kim squeaked out a small, embarrassed cough. I've lingered here too long. They're already on my trail again. It's about time I saw myself off. Even in a hurry, he bade us to wait a moment as he rummaged through his sack and produced a few packages of food. Take these. It's not much, but it should be quite filling for those on the road like yourselves. Gratitude and vengeance, after all, share a common quality. They are both debts to be repaid. That's referring to a line that was just said a little bit earlier. With that, he withdrew into the shadows. Alright, healed and back to full SP, huh? Alright. Would prefer an ego gift, but I will take a full heal. Alright, and yeah. There we go. Alright.
조심하는 것이 좋지 않겠는가?
Alright, so another one of these. You're engaged. I'm just going to go through this one quite quickly. All sorted. Okay. As yeah, we've seen these battles before. I feel like I don't need to do too much thinking. And then we can get on to the boss battle.
달빛조차 찬란한 올고든 하나. 훌륭하군. 한 수 배웠네. 절묘한
There we
하나님.
go.
과연 저자에게는 그런 형태가 적절했겠군. 좋은 수였다고 보네.
Alright, got a few staggers already. You're coming in there. No attack over there. Okay. And here. And
전부 잡아드리죠. 떨굴 수밖에.
dead. Not quite, sadly.
모두께서도
See you
저런
down.
위험을 보이시며 배워야 할 것을 뵐 때가 있었지요.
Alright.
과거는 과거일 뿐이지.
They're both going for that one.
자랑할 만한
That
이유는
should be fine.
즐겁겠군.
떨굴 수밖에.
확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네. 비어들이라면 능히 이길 것이라 믿. 우두? 벌써 어디 가십니까?
Let's do some lifting as well. And then we will start the boss fight, okay?
테레비
One.
보시겠다는 말 아닙니까?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we are. Okay. And yeah, the movie was good. As I said, I watched Kelly's Heroes, which was sort of like a World War II themed movie about sort of like a bunch of soldiers who find out about like a stash of gold and they decide to go and rob that. I'm just using like a pair of 5 kilogram dumbbells. Like that was sort of like I sort of looked up recommended starting weights, and I think it was sort of like between 3 and 5 for women and 5 and 7 for men. So I decided, let's go with the 5. A 5 is a. Well, I mean, you could sort of like hear me sort of like eventually, like sort of get a little bit sort of like puffed with near the end of the 10, I guess. I'm definitely not sort of someone who is in shape or anything like that. So keep that in mind, I guess. Anyway, we have the boss fight now, and looks like some story to it as well.
길이 같으니 거들어주지.
Like a prey backed against the cliff's edge, I am left bereft of paths. My hand hesitates, with no room to place the stone. Misjudgments burgeon when contemplations harrow the mind, indeed. Now, all that remains is to neutralize that one enemy combatant in the yard. Tell me, who's waiting for us in there? You should know. This place and its enemies are projections of your memory. Not the hardest guess to make, is it? I expect to find Im Gyeongyup in there. Gyeongyup was a woman of loyalty and principles. Even as a military commissioner, he never stopped wanting to change the way the royal court was. But she must have broken in the end. I scoured the newspapers and TV for anything I could find on the current state of S-Corp, but it was plain as day that nothing had changed there since my departure. Mentor? Is that not but a baseless speculation? Your concerns grown uncontrollably. Never have you spoken to us about such a monstrous one in the past. Thus, what lies before you is but a figment of the distortion reflecting upon your memories. Did this Im Gyeong-up appear as that monster does, Mentor? No. Gyeong-up wasn't like that. Gyeong-up, I still believe that Sao Pipiao Agro Industries deserves to die. But destruction's not the point. The point is that I want it to be a place where I can cut away the avaricious corrupted and have it be a wing that cares for its common folk. If I didn't know better, I would have thought you were seeking to supplant the current S-Corp. You know that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just a wanderer, floating down the river's flow to where the currents take him. When the river bent and I hit a wall, someone picked me up and made a blade out of me. Once abandoned, I turned to the flow and found myself a mentor to those who afforded me the undeserved faith. And the river continues to wind, carrying me back to S-Corp, whence I had fled. Shall I let the blade sing my inner thoughts? You think I'm satisfied with the way S-Corp is? Corruption in my corporations? Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so. I mean, I could say it ain't so, Bob, but it ain't the truth. But your method, as it is now, was against the principles. I expected better from someone of your wiles. You enjoy those principles so much, then why ask me to leave the game? Because someone has to stay behind and try to bring change within the limits of their principles. I only hoped that one of those bends in that river of yours would float you back to knock on the gates of S-Corp once it was primed for charge. was that changed? What do you think? You, at least, seem to think that I have. Because you believe that I still shall stand in your path. And in my and stem the flow of this river evermore. Very well. The law states that denial of the will of the royal court is a crime deserving of death by beheading. I, Im Gyeongyup, second ordinant of the Sao Papiero Agro Industries, official of the sword, and military commissioner of the royal court, shall uphold the command and sever the buds of rebellion before they propagate. Alright.
기아들의 전투는 늘
So,
낭부를 불러오지.
no shield this time.
어디 기록 좀 볼까?
Anyway, we have the data now, so we shall have a look at that now. So, due to the expected difficulties in recording a voice log owing to the noise level in the surrounding area, and as the relative lull of the situational emergency permits, this observation log will be handwritten. The flash is followed by anomalous alterations to select entities or surroundings. Is this the same one as before? Yeah, I think this is the same one as the other sort of like S-Corp distortions and all, so... Anyway, so... right now, you're in bear mode, so we want you to have low swordplay. Alright. Alright, so I've got you over here. Gain on hit as an unopposed attack. Okay, so we need to attack that one, no problem. We have seen most of your attacks. Except for that one, which I'm guessing is the arrow. You've you go over there instead, okay? Let's immediately go into this, shall we? First time we'll be able to activate Drink to the Fallen and give you a bunch of boosts. Get out of it. Okay. Yep, so you're sort of like that now. I assume when we use that you sort of become all shadowy and stuff? Okay.
전부 잡아드리죠.
God damn it, you lose immediately? What a fucking loser. Hey Josephine, how you going?
과연 저자에게는 그런 형세가 적절했겠군. 좋은 수였다고 보네.
Yeah. wish I had time for Warframe. This live service games take so much time. It's unfortunate, because Warframe does seem like a pretty cool game, and I have played a little bit of it in the past. Honestly, I'd probably end up dropping it, like, fairly quickly, like, just because I know how I am. Oh, okay. And do you still have the turn swap? Or location swap or anything? Yeah, it makes sense. Go play with a friend, that sort of thing. Okay. So again, we need you to have low sword play. Okay. So we will have a defend going on. Gonna go with that. Yeah, no problem, Kuro. I totally understand. I hope you sleep well. Honestly, I hope I sleep well. I haven't been sleeping well lately, unfortunately. Okay, so I should start lose. And yeah. So you do that one. This one we leave as unopposed. There. Leave that one. Alright. Looks good to me. Engage.
그래, 그게 정석이지.
One of the good things about taking some of those hits is it prevents her from going into the bow form. Because if she loses every single clash 2 turns in a row, she uses that special attack apparently. So losing those clashes with the defends, but also getting to do the counter attack after the defend, means I get to sort of like bypass that special ability of hers. There are a few other ways for her to activate that if I recall right. Yeah, so let's not check for unopposed. Yeah. Turn after stagger, and when in low morale or panic. Okay. Okay, so that's being activated again. I'm annoyed at losing this. I don't have anyone else with support defend, do I? No. Alright. Granted, sinking inherently counters bleed. Yeah, fair enough. I've never encountered the bow, so I can't comment on it. There. just get this down early. Yep, so that's going with that, so don't worry about that. Clash start, lose, and then gain. Yep, so enter that one. Ignore that. These three here. Looks good.
망설임이 없도록.
Okay, so she's going to shift into tiger form next round, I believe.
순순히 보라를 받으시죠.
There we go.
미리 형태를 살피고 있었죠.
귀어들의 전투는 늘 낭부를 불러오지. 기대하겠네.
Yeah,
어디
tiger form now.
기록 좀 볼까?
No tiger's flesh shall be left uncloven. Oh, alright. Always flips heads, hits critically, and does not consume poise. Alright. Now... that because the elegy was had a pretty
이
good
주변은
acid,
귀어에게
didn't
해당할
it?
수 있으니 물러나시게.
Yeah, single enemy, extra clash power, extra damage. Okay. So do that. Oh, here comes the bow as well. Alright. Might just take it with this. What? Oh, you're going for that, huh? Yeah, you know what? You can do that. Okay. In which case... do that. Yeah, it's fine. Do that.
즐겁겠군.
Oh.
예상하지 못한 피해였네. 우선 검을 물리는 것이 이렇게 될 줄 알았지.
I think that was my fault for not realizing that was an AoE and just trusting in Kim to counter.
달빛이 밝다. 그 몸까지 밝힌 너를
I see it and think, oh hey, I'm a genius. I'm just going to let Kim do his counterattack against that and it'll be awesome. And then no, it attacks all of my guys as well.
신으로 있는 것에 이르
Annoyingly.
뚫어낼 수밖에. 사람의 마음을 온전히 버리지 못해.
Alright.
쓰라린 다소 있군.
Okay. Yeah, right over there, bloody hack weight. Oh, Kim can take it. He can. Fucking attack weight. Alright. We just need to fix things. Where? Oh, Faust is dead. Faust had my heals. I don't think anyone else has heals right now. I think... Is Ishmael? I don't think she does. Yeah, Bygone Days is a heal. A strong heal, but... Okay. This protector's stand.
내 등
어,
뒤에서
네.
벗어나는 건 그다지 옳은 선택은 아닐 텐데.
Won't give me... Yeah, okay. Correct. So, I need you to get high... Yeah, okay. There. Let that go through. Actually, yeah, let that go through.
전부 잡아드리죠.
회풍.
Bloody bleed. Okay. God damn it.
탑봉창.
귀하들의 전투는 늘 낭부를 불러오지. 기대.
Alright.
어디 기록 좀 볼까?
At least you're at high sword play now. Alright, this is coming up again, so we can't let that go through.
이 주변은 귀하에겐 해가 될 수 있으니.
Gotta fucking die to
물러나시길.
bleed.
이 주변은 귀하에겐 해가 될 수 있으니 물러나시길.
Unless I do that, which you'll still have stupid amounts of bleed stacks on you, but I'll get a heal down, I guess. Alright, you do that. Okay. Clash with that. Go with that. Alright.
물러서지 않겠습니다. 주인께서 명하셨습니다. 당신 청소하라. 내 뒤로.
Some die.
왕을 참아. 숨을 거두리라.
I don't like that attack.
친구들을 보인다.
그리 쳐다본다.
Well, you're about to get staggered.
행두야.
Yeah, you're using the bow.
예.
Okay.
압니다. 하지만 더 많이 아프셔야 합니다.
Now, Yep, so we want you at low now. Sorry, high. We want you at high sword play. So, crash start, lose. Yep, so ignore that. Because we don't have a way to... Okay. Now, do that. Okay.
목을 콱 물어버리자.
한 점만 노린다. 좋아, 탄하구만.
내 뒤로.
이 거리는 충분해.
See how much damage we can do while you're staggered.
반듯한 일격이었어. 실로 등더덕여.
박봉창.
절묘한 하나비였군.
앵두야, 왜 갑자기 아무 말도 안 하는 건지 궁금하구나.
덧붙일 말이 없을 만큼 형세가 유리해서 그랬습니다. 심심하시면 시라도 줄게 운이라도 띄울까요?
아니, 됐다. 조용히 있어.
Um... Wrong person. Look at that. That might be able to get a decent amount of damage in on him. On her, sorry.
사격 개시.
회풍.
Flip heads.
슬픈 안개가 회전. 해답을 펴지.
앵두야, 왜 갑자기 아무 말도 안 하는 건지
Still in bear
궁금하구나.
stance, which is good.
덧붙일 말이 없을 만큼 형세가 유리해서 그랬습니다. 심심하시면 시라도 줄게 운이라도 띄울까요?
Okay.
아니,
Now, hopefully we can do enough damage before she goes back into tiger stance. Cause that fucking sucks. Okay. There. At this point, you're about to switch stance, so it doesn't matter. Okay. He's so boosted. with this. And hopefully that's enough.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘
I
생각해보라고.
can roll like shit, Kim. Making it harder for the rest of us.
태풍.
하나, 둘. 지면이 울릴 때마다 네 업을 떠올려라.
이 파도 속에서 움직일 수 있는 오직 나. 깨어져라.
순순히 보라를 받으시죠.
Okay, good attack. Thankfully, Sun Shower
쓸데없는 관심.
has ridiculously high clash potential.
앵두야, 왜 갑자기 아무 말도 안 하는 건지 궁금하구나.
Mostly
말이 없을 만큼
here.
형세가 유리해서 그렇습니다.
Let's just finish it.
심심하시면 시라도 짚게 운이라도 띄울까요?
We have no reason to try and engage in clashes.
물러서지 않겠습니다.
Just go for the kill.
뚱뚱투성이네.
She's not as powerful as I recall. Yet, weighed down by the brand, I am not so far ahead or behind. And that just goes to show that even if you fuck up, you can still turn things around. I don't know. I think you're doing pretty well. Verily, they appear evenly matched, yet he's wielding that sword like he's trying to get himself killed. That blade work is far beneath him. Seeking the end here, is he? I mean, he almost got all of us killed. Can you afford to look away in a duel? What are you doing? You'd rather lock your sword with mine? Carry it away? Have a proper sword fight without a blade lock, though. Huh? He's got a point. Blade locks are pretty cool. The duel between the mentor of a syndicate and military commissioner of S-Corp is neck to neck. Clash after clash. The two warriors eventually lock their blades in a contest of might, before it comes to a close in a final, fateful bout. And the dust settles. Mentor lies in the sand, dead. If that is what you want, I will grant it. Good. Let's finish this. Just as Bamboo had Kim and Im Kyung-up ready for their final bout, Engdu leaped in between them. Engdu? Are you really so ashamed that you would choose death over life, Mentor? Are you so scared to live that you would rather die? Yes, I am. I am scared. Terrified of my own audacity. Live my days as though I hadn't failed everything and everyone. It's fortunate of placing their faith in me. Mission, my honor, my fellows. As though my path isn't haunted by ghosts. Though I can stand shamelessly before the watching eyes of the heaven. What I ever done with the life that was given to me? Blind to the realities of my homeland. Served a master who chose politics over loyalty and justice. Very fellows chose to trust me like a who chose to trust a fool like me. Walked my entire life as the flow carried me. When I finally had the mind to look back, all I saw were blood-red traces everywhere I had gone. Isn't it about time I admitted that this game cannot be won? That... Oh. The weakness in your strength has failed your mission. Weakness in your position has failed your honor. And the weakness in your heart has become the fiendish blade that cut down your fellows. And do? I thought you were here to talk you into keep on living. Yet your words pain me so. Hey Drago, how you going? What weakness of yours is it this time that you would cast away your own creed and life? What other weakness will you use as an excuse today? Stop trying to bear responsibilities asked not of you. The Blade lineage was never about responsibility, nor was it about you, Mentor. Or does your overbearing guilt help you overestimate your importance? Was it that saying again? Fellow travelers in the same boat will aid one another? Not a single soul demanded that of you. Talk about kicking a man when he's down. And I have had enough of that flippant larking of yours. We all have. Do you truly believe that not a single one of us had picked up on the fact that all your levity was a means of relieving yourself of the burden you had cast upon your own shoulders? None of us ever demanded some impossible feat from you. What was it that you've always said to describe yourself? You are but a butchering blade that wields not itself, a tool wielded by willing hands. Why, Mentor? Know not what kind of shame or responsibilities a mere tool has, do you? Because I fail to see any. If the shame does not subside still, then shroud your face with that bamboo hat of yours and live on. Live on so that you may repay your debts. Out of blades, out of arrows. Even the heart that sought death lies defeated at your feet. There is no stone left for my next gambit. There is nothing more. Indeed, perhaps there was some merit in your words. Must retreat from this silly game of stone. Eat of blades. Mentor? That is not what I said. Ah, shit, he's having a conversation. Although maybe he'll summon ego this time. Remember, it takes two to deal with Carmen. You can always refuse. Interesting. Whence did you hear that poem? Yes, when inverted, a bamboo hat is like an unladen ship. Engdu and Imgyong-up were knocked away from bamboo-hatted Kim, as though bounced off by an invisible force. Kim raises his gaze to meet the empty air. As though someone were there, or laughter escaping his lips. Why the hell am I out of snoozes? I don't remember fucking using my snoozes. We know who he's talking to. It's the voice. But your last move was not a good one. Indeed, did wish to become a blade. And what did you do? Forged me into an indiscriminate one that cleaves blindly into friend and foe both. It seems that, in your excitement, you have cornered yourself with that last move. Well, as it seems that... Did it click stews automatically or something? Said it stoozed. Whatever. Well, as it seems that I have had an opportunity to retrace our past moves, allow me to try something different this time. Be not so vexed by this round. As you say, we never know what the next game shall bring. I appreciate and will treasure the other bits of your advice. But let's play by my rules for tonight's game. Something's different this time, innit? He ain't distorting. I think that's an efflorescence, perhaps. Nothing is for certain indeed. Yet, I trust that the words of my last remaining follower have also reached your ears, I am but a tool wielded by willing hands. Nothing in my life has ever been certain. I know not whether this move is what cements my defeat, but I desire it to be a victorious stone nonetheless. Thank you. I will take what encouragement I can. The strange, invisible pressure dissipates, and the armored woman in Gyeonguk readjusts her grip on the sword. Kim turned around to look at her. I saw that a weighty shadow seemed to have been lifted from his face, replaced by a mix of relief and determination. A bit embarrassing to change my stance now, but now I fight to live. And I suppose you will be okay with that? Of course. To hide from heaven's gaze, this hat I wore. An empty boat bore my friends along. In bamboo veiled, we drift from shore to shore. With wine, I don my hat, the watch blooms throng. In mirth, I doff that shroud the moon adore. So, with this bamboo hat to veil my brow, though winds and rain may rage, I shall not throw. Be to me, bamboo-hatted one. Speak your name, for I find your outfit dubious of character. I am he who has mentored the lineage of blades to its premature end. I am he who has sought to bring salvation to the downtrodden, to no avail. What to call a man who has failed to burden himself of the world? How to name a man who has failed to bear the weight of the world? There is none. So call me Bamboo-Hatted Kim. Bamboo-Hatted Kim, the treasonous wretch.
귀하들이라면 능히 이길 것이라 우두?
The photographs rapidly fold away from reality. Perhaps because Kim had successfully managed to face his own past. When the photographs and memories that were overlaid upon the Fathoms are pulled away, what remains is a man in dirty, ragged clothing. The Fathoms of S-Corp slowly lose grip on this world. and soon reveals the fathoms of the distortion that was hidden beneath it. I see residents of the back streets in their blissful highs from taking the canned experiences, and a man who's watching them with disapproval. Why? Everyone running away from all of this? Ika, always surrounded by the smell of freshly baked bread. A florist who makes lovely bouquets for graduating youngsters. Photographer, just beautiful sights to remember. They're our lives, our experiences. Want to be a billionaire with an extravagant mansion in a nest? Legendary fixer who can make the syndicates cower in fear just by going on a stroll? What you get from those cans is not real. It's everything in your lives. All of this. Just empty means to an end? Did you get high on fake purchase experience nailed into a can? That's all your life is, then my life. And the photographs I've taken are all... can't be my life. Experiences and memories I photographed are different. You're blindly consuming fake experience after fake experience. You don't care about the real thing. Why you're all floundering, grasping at illusions. Me show you the things I've shot. Memories. Experiences. The reality of your lives. It was only in passing, but I glimpsed an unmistakable grimace. Scowl on Basso's face. Let me just wipe my face, getting too into the emotions of the poor photographer there. I reflected upon the events of today and could at least begin to guess as to why that might be. You don't believe there's any experience in either the canned experience or that guy's photographs, do you, Maso? Because experiences and memories aren't the same thing. What really distinguishes them? Wasn't sure. Correct, manager. But what I knew was that the distinction was, for whatever reason, important to Maso. Huh? A figure materializes into a humanoid form, swirling out of the projector. He must be the distortions. Next to him is another figure, stumbling out in a giant suit of armor. Blimey! That thing's still alive? It is but an overlay of fathoms created within a distorted space. The concept of life and death has little meaning for such a thing. Yet, faint does she grow. It must be that the distortion's power is waning. Hark, accursed one, for these are your crimes. The crime of fomenting chaos in a foreign wing, while impersonating true Inokans of Salvapieo Agro Industries. The crime of exploiting the suffering of Salvapieo Agro Industries downtrodden as a mere veil for one's own fathoms. And, though it be but a part of reenactment, impersonating a military commissioner of the kingdom without the royal decree. Pursuant to the law of the homeland, the accursed is to be sentenced to death by beheading. and before we even had the chance to step in or anything, the faint mirage-like warrior brought down her sword on the docugrapher's neck, hitting him. Can an entity of the Fathoms play one outside it? It just happened, so... Such an instance has heretofore never been observed, but as it is happening right now, right before our eyes, I can only say yes. Young Yup is a woman of principle. She would have done the same to the bitter end, had she truly been here. As the headless body of the inflection point crumples to the floor, Im Gyong-up's shape slowly phases out of reality, and we found ourselves back in the projection room. And there... Wait! Don't tell me that headless corpse is... We found a large group of injured N-Corp staff thrown pell-mell around the room, and Ezra, who was looking down at the headless body of the docugrapher.
돌아오고 있어요. 뒤틀림에서 다시
I managed to get the damage thing despite dying. Congratulations.
결과일 테죠. 이젠 좀 알 것 같네요. S사로 떠나기 전까지
And finally, I believe this one is our final chapter. So we will finish this one and then wrap up for the night, okay? The subject. Yep. Right on. Gotcha, team leader. And that's the initial report done. Good work, guys. Tucking her radio back in, Ezra commended us in a relieved voice. The distortion has perished in the mission. Will that not cause trouble? Yeah, that kinda sucks, but it's not like you guys could help it. Who thought that the distortion would kill its own inflection point? If we knew that in advance, we probably would have prepared something to stop it, but... Well, that's for the LCD and team leader to investigate. All in all, this mission was still a success since we managed to eradicate that distortion from N-Corp, not to mention satisfying our client. Also, Ezra looked towards Angdu and Kim with a light-hearted shrug, clearly less concerned than she had been earlier. Give me a second. Okay. Now, I finally know why you've been disappearing on your own without letting us know. Glad you don't seem to have any more reason to, though, so it's all good. Hey, that's a real win of this mission in my book. Hey, the point is we did it! We did the thing, it's done! I swear, I am never doing one of these without the team leader ever again. Seriously, I got this close to losing it more than a few times. Seemed that the responsibility of looking after her LCD juniors had kept her stressed and high-strung throughout the mission. You did good, Ezra. I hadn't noticed it, but her brows had finally relaxed, bringing back the chipper Ezra I was more familiar with. Thus, I shall not abide by more of your indolence. You will now join us on missions and tasks as you are expected to. Is that understood, Mentor? Dude, would you mind releasing the hems of my sleeve? Oh, what I wouldn't give to lie down and pass out right about now. The raw emotion in Kim's voice had likewise faded, and with Angdu's voice no longer as barbed as it had been in the Fathoms, it seemed to me that the two were back to the more relaxed selves I knew. can't exactly say more relaxed for Kim, though. Because that's how he's always been, at least from what I've seen. In any case, fine. You are released. Oh, you've given me a good, hard shake. Feels so good. Say, Endu, I'm afraid they may have gone overboard with upgrading your arm. With your hem released, allow me to reiterate that... Stop! My heart finds peace as well as I watch them bicker. Alright, I know there's an ad break, but I'm gonna continue on because, like, we're so close to the end. And I don't want to sort of go like, too far, like overtime or anything like that, because I do still have work in the morning, unfortunately. Is everyone doing okay? Yes, Executive Manager. Our forces have only suffered minor injuries that do not require you to go through the trouble of rewinding the clock. Sure, let's go with that. Hang on, mate. I've got a dislocated shoulder. I can pop that right back into place for you. Allow me. I've taken care of similar injuries in the field. Yeah, guess what happened the last time I let you do that? You rotated my bloody arm the wrong way and turned the bones in my shoulder into little chips. Don't sweat it. I can rewind that. By now, I've already grown used to the pain of rewinding the sinner's injuries. A dislocated shoulder shouldn't be a big deal. I have ought to ask thee a clarification, if thou wilt. Yeah? Dost thou recall how, as we battled the N-Corp's pin frame team, the foes have taken photographs of us? And... I mean... they're probably wanted criminals now, right? They are those who were sent to identify and capture the one who hath violated a taboo. Forsooth, as we stood in their path, 'tis no mystery why we had come to blows. Yet, I find this to be most perplexing. Wherefore did they take so many photographs of us? Maybe they were taking photographs to report their locations? Recording footage is taboo in N-Corp, meaning they can't install security cameras here. Their only option for keeping a consistent record when tracking down a case or a person is by photographs. Thine words hold water, yet... most puzzling, forsooth. For I recall with clarity that, from a certain point of view, they had begun photographing us with renewed obsession. Oh, hey, that sounds like a question for Maso. Given how often I had to rely on the information Maso had provided me in this mission, I think I've got enough practice on how to phrase my questions the right way and pull the answers I need from him. I couldn't get him to tell us his own judgments on matters, but since he seems to have a near photographic memory of what he's seen. So, do you remember how many pictures of us the N-Corp staff took? I do. 56 times. A lot of pictures. You actually remember the exact number of times they shot us? I do. It's so neat seeing his memory in action. So, did you get the chance to see which one of us got the most photographs taken? Probably Maso. I did. Oh, who is it? Oh, is it me? I make for a fine model, if I do say so myself. No, it wasn't you. It was me. Huh? But why? I mean, what's the most statistically likely reason that it was you? It was at that moment that I heard the sound of pebbles crunching under boots approaching us, louder and louder. What the heck? M Corp. Dang it. Are you here because we beat up some of you guys? Listen here. We had to because of the distortion. See, it is as she says. The skirmish was an unfortunate consequence of combating the distortion phenomenon. Limbus Company provides a customer damage compensation program in case of such unforeseen events. Instead of engaging us in battle, please elect to contact the emergency response team at our headquarters as your first. Yes. We fully understand the circumstances surrounding the battle, and we intend to submit an expeditious request for damage compensation, as you have recommended. But we are here on different business, so if you would be so kind as to let us speak. Different business? They are here to arrest me, manager. Hold on, Maso. Let's hear them out. Wait, what? Maso did not resist. He walked past us and joined the group of M-Corp employees. Please confirm that you are Maso, formerly One Who Nails, and a former member of the maintenance and management team at the Grand Magazine Sisyphe's headquarters. That's a title right there. Confirmed. By the decree of the Giants, you have been expelled from N-Corp with imprisonment as a penalty for non-compliance. Pursuant to Article 12 of the eviction regulations, you have also been informed that remaining in N-Corp's district for more than 6 hours may subject you to immediate arrest. Please confirm that your memory pertaining to the above incident has not been expunged and you are of sound mind to recall it in entirety. Confirmed. Very well. Then, in keeping with the regulations, I hereby notify you that you are now subject to arrest and transport. Place your hands behind your back and please offer no resistance. I am required to inform you that resistance may incur further penalties. Oh, wait! Stop! What's going on? Wait. All that. Did you know this would happen, Maso? Maso, who stood calmly with his arms behind his back as the N-Corp employees handcuffed him, nodded placidly in my direction. I did, manager. Then why the heck didn't you... You know the answer to this, Dante, because you didn't ask him. It was less a question and more a reflex, but I didn't need to hear his reply to know why. Right. I never asked, did I? You did not. I'd say you should have warned us way earlier, but you just reply, I will follow those instructions going forward, right? Yes, I would. Subject now in custody. From this moment onward, you are considered a suspect and will be transported to N-Corp headquarters for your trial. As for the rest of you, would you be the organization the suspect is a part of? Organize your ass? What bloody hell do you think you're... Heathcliff, you are about to antagonize N-Corp, a wing. In the absence of a reasonably justifiable cause, such as a contract, engaging in battle with the city's corporate entities is strongly discouraged. Yeah? We're just supposed to twiddle our thumbs while I drag him away? This must be another piece of information they neglected to tell me. Yet another development that was set in stone. Despite her calm and collected explanation, I could tell that this was not a pleasant situation for Faust either. She was sending an uncomfortable glance at the N-Corp's employees. So, where are you taking him? A retrial will be scheduled for the execution of the exile sentence. They replied dispassionately as they took Maso into custody. We looked back at them, not knowing what to do or say. The late afternoon sun pricked at us like 1,000 hot needles. So, now in cuffs, gazed at us with an expression that would not have seemed out of place on any ordinary day. And there's the lead up for the next canto. So, hopefully everyone enjoyed that as much as I did, because that was certainly a chapter. Let us do that. Grab our resources. Ah, fuck, I'm gonna have to do that, huh? Well, I'll do that off stream. Yeah. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed that. Now, on Saturday, hopefully we'll be doing some Super Robot Wars tea. It'll depend on how I'm feeling, because like I sort of worn myself out a little bit, and like I haven't been sleeping well recently, which is unfortunate. Like I've just sort of been like lying awake in bed, which is annoying. Not sure why that's happening. Might be adjusting to being back home or something. I don't know. Hopefully I'll be able to sleep properly tonight. But yeah, we will see. Now, let's go and raid someone else, shall we? And yeah, that was a good Intervallo, Josephine. Definitely. I enjoyed that a lot. So, let's go and raid... Let's raid... Let's raid Comfy Basilisk, who is playing some Witching Stone. Thank you very much as always, and hope to see you all next time. Okay? See ya!